Hello, I'm Chad, and this is my unboxing of the ASUS M5A78L-M Plus USB 3.0. Now I'm doing a couple of videos, mainly because there's not many on YouTube, especially one in English of this being installed on a computer. So, first you got the SATA cable that comes with it, which can be difficult to get out. SATA cables. So I pull the board out, and yes, if you see a strap on my wrist, because I'm using an electrostatic discharge strip for when I put this in. The I/O shield, which goes in the back of the computer, the user guide, the driver CD, DVD, which if I'm have read everything correctly, I won't need to use that for Windows 10. And this is a summary of any warranty updates. So the motherboard is in an anti-static shield bag. When you take it out, you do not want to put it on top because it can cause static. I'm doing this one-handed. So now, this board is a micro ATX, which is one of the smallest form factors. I have to put the camera down for a second. Oh no, I don't. If anybody who has done any kind of a computer, this one does not come with any motherboard screws or standoffs, because apparently ATX boards and the bigger boards do. So this is the motherboard. It is going into an HP Pavilion P6710F AMD board. This one is the AM3 Plus, so it can run any chip from the AMD FX chips down to the AMD Sempron. It does not do APUs. That's a special socket. This does not do AMD Ryzen. That is an AMD 4. That's the next generation. So it's dual channel, 4 slots for DDR3 RAM. I have 6 SATA ports. They are varying between 6.0 and 3.0 gigabyte. There's a PCI slot, a single X16 PCI Express, normally used for video cards, but can handle anything that is under X16. For example, a PCI X1 or X4, X8. The PCI slot I probably will not use because this board doesn't support the Sound Blaster live PCI cards. This is the heatsink for PCI. It's for coolers. These are the VRMs. I am not overclocking, so I'm not going to put any thermal paste on these. This is the CPU socket. This is for the cooler. Some have a full ring. So now let's look at the I/O shield, where the I/O would be. So it's audio. There's audio, 2 USB with a gigabit Ethernet, 2 USB 3.0, video, old VGA, DVI, HDMI, 2 USB, and 1 port that's PS/2, it can be used for either keyboard or mouse. Now, in this particular computer, the board goes in the way it is shown on here. This is going to be towards the top. And so these are the motherboard holes, mount holes. And the board I'm taking out has 2 holes along this edge. The difference is this is the 14-pin ATX power. I'm going to use all 14 pins. This is the CPU power. I'm going to use only 4 because that's all it takes, but there's some boards that take 8-pin. That is the CPU fan header. This is the CPU fan header. That is a case fan header. It has a single fan. So if you use this board and have multiple fans, you need to get an adapter to run multiple fans. Problem with that is it may over voltage. And even though the chip I'm going to be putting in this is a 95 watt AMD Phenom X6 1045T, this CPU socket and board will support 125 watt CPUs. Now there are 225 watt CPUs, and to get a board like that you need a full ATX or eATX, which is extremely big. So that is the end of this video, and then I will start doing a video on the board being removed from the case. I have already taken the screws out of the power supply because the way the case is, I have to pull the power supply out because it has poor cable management and the cables are all on the front of the motherboard. And so get to that. This may be a 3-part video.